All right, guys, this is going to be a quick synopsis of what we found today because Casey's a busy
appreciate it.
man. He's got someplace else to go. Okay, Casey, what did we find today?
Okay, so on the roof, there's a little hole for a roof drain that goes to gutters that's on your rear patio. That roof drain's missing a little grate cover, just so that it prevents any obstructions, any leaves, any rocks, because you have a tar and gravel roof, so rocks will go in that little hole if we don't have a little grate cover on that. So that's the only thing I noted on the roof.
Okay, the rest of the roof looked fine.
Yeah,
okay.
it's tar and gravel. Let's see here. In the electrical panel, which is very difficult to get into with all the bushes.
Oh, it's behind the bushes?
Yes, it was hard.
Okay, and that's just to the right of the kitchen window, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Kind of right between the bathroom and the kitchen. The main feeds, they have these copper main feeds that show evidence of arcing. And what that means is that I think over time somebody putting in and out of that interior cover probably hit that and arced it. But so what it is, it's missing a little protective shield. You know, sometimes they'll put like a little piece of cardboard, a little piece of plastic, something that's going to cover those feeds, so that way there is no opportunity to arc it like that.
Oh, so it'd be good to have just sort of a piece of like plastic or vinyl across that type of thing? Okay.
Yeah, something that's going to be like a little shield to cover those the main feeds.
Could that even be attached to the back of the metal piece that's being put on there?
No, it would be a separate piece, like just a little square that they put in there, kind of wire tied around the feeds.
Okay.
And then inside there's multiple double tap neutral wires. So there's a strip of screws that should have one white wire going into each screw. And they have a lot of white wires doubled up going into a screw and leaving empty screws.
So are there enough, does it look like there's enough empty screws? It just needs to be somebody feeding them into the
just taking it
empty
apart
ones.
and doing it right.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Water heater is a 2002 water heater.
And where is that located?
Located in the north closet.
Okay.
Only thing I noted with that is the first 5 feet of the water pipes coming off that water heater are missing the black foam insulation wrapped around the water pipes.
And that would simply keep it from freezing or from
Just
the water
help with
cooling
100%
down.
efficiency of
Okay.
the unit.
In the desert, we'll see how that works. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. It says conditioned or unconditioned space, yes. Inside that same north closet, there's a heater in there. They got some wiring that's exposed going to some outlets and things in there, which is typical of the age of the house, but technically that wiring shouldn't be seen, shouldn't be able to be touched.
So in a new house, it would be covered up.
It'd either have drywall over it or conduit.
Okay.
Yes. Exterior of the house, missing screen to the kitchen window. There's a switch on the wall in the carport that is missing a exterior cover.
Oh, like
a gray weatherproofing cover.
gray. Okay, so it's a switch. It's exposed to
the elements, the air, the moisture, and the air, etc.
Okay.
Also, inside that storage closet, there's exposed wiring inside that storage closet.
So same story in a newer home that would be behind drywall or something of that nature.
Lots and grounds. There's some leaning wood fencing in multiple areas. There's more evident where you can see it right on the north side of the house. But there's a lot of leaning wood fencing along the east side of the house, but it's just covered by the oleanders and bushes and things like that you can't see, but it is leaning.
I think we noticed that there's also a new fence on the other property that leans against. So okay.
The gate on the west side of the house is missing a self-closing hinge.
And that
pool in the backyard is required a self-closing.
So with a pool, that would be required. Okay.
On the north side of the house, there's a PVC pipe. That's the supply pipe for the sprinkler system. That's showing evidence of leaking at a coupling there. So you got some algae and stuff growing around that little coupling connection there. Just shows that it's leaking slightly.
So that's having the gardening staff come and repair that?
Correct.
Okay.
The pool fill valve, there's a valve right on the south side of the house that if you open it up, it fills up the water to the pool or fills up the pool. When it's on and running, it's leaking at the valve. So if you were going to put in an automatic fill valve, you'd have to replace this valve here because it would leak constantly.
So is that something that is repaired by the pool person if you do that? Okay.
Or a gardener, because it's the same kind of valve, for a sprinkler. It's just PVC and stuff and glue.
Okay.
Inside the pool pit is where your pool equipment is. So your pool equipment is located in a below grade pit.
Okay.
Okay. Looks like it's relatively new equipment. There's like a salt or a chlorine generating cell down there that it's leaking where the plumbing connects to that cell inside that pit.
Okay.
Okay, and it's a pretty good leak, so it's something that you'll probably have to keep filling up your pool every once a week or something.
So okay, maybe have somebody deal with that. And the pool guy was here, and I asked him about the heater, and he said it's it's a slightly older here, but it works just fine. So
I didn't see a heater down there.
He said there was a heater. You did not see a heater down there. Okay, we'll have to go for verification.
Yeah.
So no heater. Okay.
Yeah, let me look again, but I'm pretty sure I didn't see one there.
Well, that's interesting because I asked the pool guy, and he was like, "Hey, heater." I'm like, "Okay."
I'll look again. And then the pool light turns on from this kitchen switch right here. but there is no GFCI circuit between here and the pool light. There's no GFCI circuit in the panel, so there's no GFCI protection visible for that pool light. There's a GFCI outlet out here. I thought maybe it was wired in series, you know, on the way. It doesn't turn off the light. Nothing in the kitchen turns off the pool light. So as far as I can tell, there's no GFCI protection for the pool light. There is no outlets inside that pool pit down there.
Okay.
Also, the pool pump is not grounded. There's no bonding wire connected to the pool pump down there in the pit.
Okay.
Laundry room, the 220 outlet inside the laundry area is not energized. There's no power there. They might have used that 220 outlet for the pool sub panel.
Oh, so if you wanted to have an electric dryer,
correct,
you would not be able
would have
to
to
at
turn
this
that on.
currently. Okay, or turn it on or whatever. Okay.
Fireplace is missing a C-clamp. The damper that opens and closes to the chimney, it's required to have a little clamp on the lip of it to prevent it from closing all the way since you have a gas line in there.
And that's like a $5 C-clamp that you
That
usually
the
put
gas
on it.
company will enforce. Yes.
Okay.
Entry door to the house is missing door stops. The
Door stops are just so it won't hit the wall, correct? Okay.
Same thing. There's a door at the end. There's a closet at the end of the hall that's also missing a door stop.
Okay.
The I worded the living room register. It's just I said living room register location insufficient for area to be conditioned.
So what we noticed while we were here is there's just one here, and it has been cool in here in the past, which means if you're running it all day, it's probably gonna be fine. But we came in and it was what, 94
on the Thursday, yeah.
So it's taking a while to cool down. It's still not quite cool, but it's cooler than outside. That's why we're doing this whole video inside, in case you guys are wondering.
Master bedroom and east bedroom. The entry doors to those bedrooms are missing door stops.
Okay.
In the east bedroom, there's a window on the east wall that has a damaged seal, and there's some fogging or some staining in between the two.
Okay, so that's the corner bedroom that just has the sofa in it.
Correct.
Okay.
And then in this west bedroom right here, the window has a loose spring. The spring is kind of fallen out of the window track, so it's disconnected and loose, but if you open the window, it still opens and it still stays up, but that spring is definitely visible and not attached to the window.
Okay.
The toilet in the master bathroom is loose on the floor.
Okay.
The garbage disposal does not work. I tried to manually turn it and it's jammed. It's bad. I don't want to break any plumbing. I don't want to snap it at the flange, so might have to try a different method to try and unjam it, but right now I couldn't do it for you. Normally I can.
Okay.
And then the dishwasher drain line does not have an air gap, which is fine, but if you don't have an air gap, then you need a high loop installation with the drain hose underneath the sink. It needs to be extended up higher than where it goes into the garbage disposal.
And is there enough hose to do that? Okay, so you basically just hang it up high, a little higher.
Need a clamp. Pour item, the only pour item I have is the hall bathroom does not have an exhaust fan. There's no window and there's no exhaust fan. All bathrooms are required to have some type of ventilation for sewer, methane gases, and moisture.
So you definitely want to keep the door open or open it up immediately after they try to get things going.
Yeah,
okay.
Or like I said, if you get real ambitious, have an exhaust fan penetrate the roof and have a vent to the exterior.
It is on an outside wall, so you could have one go directly out too.
Correct.
Okay.
And that's pretty much what I have for you here.
Okay.
Oh, the only other thing I noted is on the ceiling in the living room, right above the fireplace, there's some patched wood. There's some slight staining there that's been painted. So it shows that there might have been some type of water penetration in the past. Roof looks good right now. Everything looks sealed up there, but we got some patched areas on the ceiling here.
I see.
Got a little bit of patched areas here, and you got some faint staining along the edge there.
Okay.
Okay.
But you said that the roof line really does look solid.
Yeah, roof looks good. So that that just could be passed, but this is the original roof, so
Okay.
it's sort of leaked at some point in time since 1958.
All right.
Okay. I will email everything to you. You have color photos to document the items that I just explained to you, and you have you're going to have my contact information. So if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to call me.
Great. Thank you.
And that's what happens.
All right. Doing a quick video. So that texture you're seeing there's not the screen, but that's actually the stuff on the window that Casey was just talking about. I thought I'd point that out. This is the spring that Casey was talking about. You can see that metal item there. What happens is this, in a normal situation, would be down inside of here, and it would help you go up and down at the window. I mean, it still works, but it is sticking out, so it's something that might need some maintenance.
See where I come out of it, though.
Okay, so we're doing a sewer line inspection. What the guys found is on the other side of the house, the front side of the house, there's an area where, is it transferring from the
clay to the from the cast iron to the clay, from the house to the outside.
Cast iron to clay, and right there there's Would you say it's a disconnect or a dip, or what is it?
Offset.
A little offset.
That, from what we could see, because it's holding water at this time.
Okay, and so it's holding water, but then you were able to stick the camera through it without a problem.
The first time, yeah, and I got it all the way out to the street.
Okay, and there were no problems all the way out to the street.
We just wanted to try to locate this spot.
Okay, but you don't see it as a big issue. It just happens to be there, it seems like.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, though.
Okay. Okay, so we're inside and we're just talking about the bad section. So the
Yeah.
one bad section, and describe, what is the bad section again?
It's like a little offset, but there is some tree roots that shows. But the
Okay.
tree roots have been cut away probably by a cutter blade
Okay.
before. It's been snaked before.
Okay.
But it's just right where the tree roots are growing in.
Okay.
And from what I could see, it's under the wall, which could be accessed if ever had to be, probably from that water heater closet
Okay.
versus the closet in the bedroom.
Okay.
You know, because that's a finished room.
So you would go down through the
I would
closet.
access through there. And
Okay.
then obviously in front of that closet puts us out in front of those rocks, and we
Right.
could end the repair right there. That's ever if you ever had an issue.
But you're not really feeling there's going to have
No,
much
well,
of an issue.
there is some standing water there, but that's from the offset, and there's always going to be that standing water.
Okay.
And the tree roots, the minimal tree roots we saw growing in, have been cut already by a cutter blade.
Okay, so it's possible
it's
you
been
might
a-
have to do some maintenance over the
Preventing them
years. But,
snaking,
okay.
you know, down the road or something.
Okay.
But we finally at least located it.
Okay. Thanks, Dana.
You're very welcome.